All right, Coach. 8-2 win over Penn to close out the Catamount Classic 3-1. Kind of was a struggle there early offensively. Credit to their pitcher, obviously. I heard you say it to the team. Just what's some overall thoughts on this one here to close out the weekend?
Well, these are always hard at the end of the weekend. Everybody's tired. It was a long weekend with the weather. You know, we were here last night in the weather and lost a game. Not lost as in win-lose, but the game was canceled due to weather and long hours for coaches and long hours for everybody putting the whole event on, which was well received. Everybody leaving us saying, "Hey, we'd like to come back." So you look at those things, but it's a long weekend, and so getting up for a game is against a good opponent. It's tough, and so I think they were came out fighting right from the start. So I was happy with that because, like I said, it's easy not to stay up. And then they just trusted the process. I think so. Nobody got wigged out that we weren't getting hits or scoring runs early on, and we just kept at it. Each pitch, one pitch at a time, until we broke through.
We've talked about the pressure this offense 1 through 9 can put, and you've mentioned how big a struggle it is to try to limit yourself to only 9 batters. What's it say about it? Just only 6 hits, but 8 runs, just grinding out at bats here throughout in this one.
Right. Yeah. We capitalized on some mistakes, and that which takes up a couple of the hits. So there were some runners on that the few hits we had knocked in, obviously, and we had the big grand slam to really give us some big breathing space from Maya, and then when you've got Amanda Fulton in the circle, she's gonna be stingy with runs and hits and that kind of thing. So it was a good day, and it was. What was you don't think about it, that just because we drew them in another tournament down in Charleston. So this was the 3rd time we're playing them, and it's the 2nd time they've seen Amanda, and for her to give up a couple runs and kept the hits reasonable and lower, and that was the testimony. She had to make a lot of adjustments. Umpire's strike zone was a little bit more snug, and so she had to really work around a few things, and I was really proud of how she handled that.
What's it say about this group? You mentioned it, 3rd time in about 3-4 weeks that you've seen this team and being able to grind out now 3 wins.
Yeah, I think they are in a don't care who the opponent is kind of thing. It's kind of, we had a discussion at the end of the game talking about what's happening for us, and it's we are really focusing in on that cliche maybe, but that saying being one pitch at a time and being in the moment. Versus being results oriented, and you might want to beat a team like this 8-2, and if that's your the thing you're striving for and you're focusing on that result, you might not be able to do that. But if you're working on the process and doing one pitch at a time, doing your thing, then you look up at the board and you beat them 8-2. So I think they're buying into that kind of stuff. I think it's important. It's really easy for everybody to focus in on mechanics and certainly working on your game. Physical part of your game is important, but it's not what makes this team special. It's what they're doing on the mental toughness side, the mental side of this game, and they're doing a great job.
And got to touch on Maya McPherson, obviously grand slam, and the bat is absolutely scorching right now. I think 9 or 10 hits on the weekend, 10 ribbies, couple homers, triple. Just what can you say about her bat in the middle of this lineup?
Well, she got a hit to lead off the game for her first at bat. She punched a single through up the middle, and that's what I think she's doing in the past. Everything that got thrown to her, she wanted to hit it to the moon, and she's taking those shots too. But she is willing to do what the take the pitch that's given to her and doing something really positive with it. But maybe for me personally, what let me know how well she's doing is when she didn't get a hit and got out, and I was in amazement. I couldn't believe it happened. So she's doing something special right now. And you ride those waves and appreciate being around somebody when they're that hot.
You touched on Amanda Fulton's 6th win of the year. Not as quite a run allowed today, but obviously another win. Just what thoughts on her?
Well, it was a solid win, and she did what she had to do. Especially, she could probably give more runs up, and we're going to win games with the way we're hitting right now. But she pitches like she's in a 1-run game, and she's in the circle, and she knows that everybody's looking and depending on her to do her job, and she's comfortable with that. And so she's not overwhelmed. She's definitely a different player and pitcher than she was as a freshman. That year of growth. She came ready to play in the fall, and she's following through with that. She's doing a great job. I couldn't be more pleased for her and the team with what she's doing.
Lastly, you touched on just being able to host this for a third straight year. Only losing one game to weather, obviously late last night, but just speak on a little bit of the tournament as a whole.
Yeah, it's important. We've always had to do a lot of travel early in the season, going to tournaments and that kind of stuff over the years, and we've had a very lopsided home and away ratio. Sometimes 2/3 of our games away. All those things have an effect on your competitiveness, and by the time we'd get to conference, sometimes we would be almost halfway through our schedule. And so hosting this is really important for us to be able to play at home this early before conference, feeling comfortable, and but also we're really proud of proud of our home, and we love hosting this. It's gone very, very well. I think that again the teams that were here really enjoyed themselves. The food truck court out there that we put out just outside the front gates is real fun. So we have a lot of people coming by. They hear what we've got going, and they say, "Oh, well, there's a softball game going on too." So I'm going to go in and watch it. We just earned a new fan, because if you watch this game in general, it's a fun game. It's a really wonderful game. And if you're a Catamount in general fan, you come here and watch our brand of softball, we're a fun team to watch, win, lose, or draw. And right now we're doing a bunch of winning, and so it's fun to watch.
Appreciate it, Coach. Congrats on the wins this weekend.
Thank you, and go Cats.